We are alive. Yes, we are here for another week of Choose Your Path IG series with me, your host, celebrity publicist, motivational speaker, author of My Now Entrepreneur and best-selling series, Number One Habits. Entrepreneurial success. Hello. I got stuck. I know, right? I thought that too. Thank you. Hey, Miriam. Hey, Brenda. Thank you so much. I know. I was like, I want to be fun today. Let's try something different. So, of course, I have my coffee. Hello, Sean. Shout out to you. 10K cards. I think that me and Shonta is going to be talking about that today. Thank you so much, Miriam. I appreciate your comments. You guys are great. You guys are absolutely amazing. I am so excited that I'm going to be talking to my sister friend. I think she's coming in now. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Die East 86. All right. Oh.
Hey, beautiful.
All right, we here. Can you believe this? This is so awesome. I couldn't wait because I was like, we already have some amazing conversations anyway. So this is like so cool to like have it on a platform where we get to share, we get to share these cool conversations. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So let's do it.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, yes, of
Thank you for having
course.
me.
Oh my gosh. Let me see. Ooh. All right.
I've been ready for what, 30 days?
I was just about to say that, but you are the CEO of Let's Go to Work Entertainment, so that means you're always ready. I was like, you're not scheduled for it until September 1st, and you're like, oh, you were so ready. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's dive into it. Oh my gosh. Oh, look, 10K cards. We're definitely going to talk about that because I remember you have brought that up. I also have 3-time Grammy nominated producer Davion Bots World Studios on here. Shout out to him. Oh my goodness. I know he's starting a label soon. So he named me his publicist for his new label. So I'm so looking forward to that opportunity. Yeah. That's so cool, right? So, all right, let's talk.
That's amazing.
We have Shonta Gibson, aka Queen G, on my Instagram live with, oh my gosh, you're the sister. I always say my little big brother because I'm older than Tyrese, okay?
Right.
So I say my little big brother, like you are his sister, you are family, and you already know, like I love your whole spirit, your whole soul, your whole being. Like, you're amazing. So we're gonna definitely talk about this book that you sent me. Oh, yes. We are definitely gonna talk about this. So you're an author. How many books now?
I have 11 total books that I have written and 2 others that I've co-written. So it's a total of 13. It's insane. It's insane.
I can't believe that. Hello, Twinkle Star 11. I appreciate you so much. Okay, so one day, it was a few years ago, I went to an entrepreneur summit at Yale University. And there was a guy there, and he was speaking about, we were talking about various different things of business. And the question came up, and he wanted people to get up and tell who they were. So the question was, who are you? A lot of times he said that he do business with people by a handshake and by, the energy that he feels, not necessarily what they have to offer, but if he felt like it would be like a really good relationship. I myself don't do business really with people that I don't care about and love, because it's really it's like a marriage. Like business becomes like literally a marriage. So I say all that to say, who are you? So many people had got up, right? And they were saying, I'm a banker, I'm this, I'm that. And he's like, no, who are you? Because who we are and what we do are two separate things. So I ask you, Queen G, who are you? Tell us who you are.
I am a kind person. I'm passionate. I'm loving. I work hard. You know what I mean? I'm determined. I don't give up easily.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. Yeah.
I love it.
So, yeah, that's me. That's me.
I always say my one of my words is fearless. I love to say that I am fearless now. I have ideas and I'm not afraid to go ahead and step out no matter how crazy it may sound. I just go ahead and just do it and see what happens. Definitely perseverance, you know, even from having a daughter at such a young age at 18, you got to really continue to push through and continue to not let go of your dreams and keep moving forward. When you're a young single, I was a single mom, so that even made it even tougher, you know. By the age of 24, my daughter's father was murdered. Yeah, my whole world kind of changed from there because that was my friend. He had just got married like 6 months prior to, but we have been friends since we were like 12 years old. And I always find it amazing. People don't really understand. Sometimes the children don't even understand what we sacrifice as being parents. I was reading here that you are your mom's second child. Right?
I'm my mom's second child. Okay. And so I'm second to the oldest. I mean, you know, second in line.
Okay.
My mom had a total of 4 children that she birthed into the world. Mm-hmm. And I am the second born, which is an interesting, but you're not the baby. And in an interesting way, you kind of hold up, you know, for both, you know, the baby and the oldest one. You're kind of like that middle child. Mm-hmm. Always felt I'm comfortable in the middle, number one. You know, never been a thing of not being comfortable.
Oh my goodness, some reason it's like freezing up.
You know, because of being in the middle. Uh-oh. I was saying that mom paid less attention to me in a sense because I was in the middle. Because you know that oldest child, you're getting all that, and you get that first energy.
Because you're the first, right?
Yeah, the baby is spoiled. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, Tyrese is my mom's baby.
Oh, he's the baby boy for real in real life.
He's the real baby boy.
That is so funny.
Yes,
I thought this was so beautiful. The birth of a queen.
Yeah.
The birth of a queen. Like you already knew like who you were when you came out of the womb. Let's talk about the experience of like where you're from. What did that look like growing up?
As a child, it was tough. We you know, my parents had been divorced. So by the time I was 11 years old and I looked up, it was just a single mom. Yeah. But she was definitely the pillar of strength. She was a fighter. She held us together no matter what the circumstances were. We did not have a lot of money. We grew up in Watts, California, which is a very poor part of LA. You know what I'm saying? We didn't grow up with a silver spoon. Period. So when I look up at my mom and I think about the strength of a woman and the courage and the love and the, you know, all those things that I mentioned that I am, it's because of her. It's because of the example that I saw. For her to be able to care for 4 children as a single mother, that was powerful and amazing.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm just like, woo, her work ethic, that's where we get it from. Her work ethic is what we saw when we were coming up. And you have to understand that day to day, you are an example for your children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they watch you, and I didn't realize, you know, that her influence was going to impact us like it is today.
Wow.
So,
and say, yes, women are very powerful. Absolutely.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely they are. What, how have you been doing during this pandemic?
I've been, girl, I'm almost guilty to say,
Okay.
but
You shouldn't be.
this whole pandemic has been my winning season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very interesting. I don't know if you know this, but a couple of years ago, I went through a really dramatic time in my life where my
Oh, she's freezing. I hate when that happens.
okay, it's freezing up, Mama. We go. But 2 years ago, that was my tough time. That was business. That was me struggling, going through it, you know, because of my husband's health. And this pandemic, this.
I know it's freezing. Maybe we should have her go out and come back in. We'll have her come back in. I hate that because like when you get to a part in thought, and it's very difficult to get back to that place where you were when you're especially when you're sharing a story. I want to thank everybody for just coming on and spending an hour with me. I absolutely love you guys. Thank you. I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying these conversations, because I definitely am. They are super inspiring to me, and I'm hoping that they're inspiring to you. The point of this is to literally, I want people to know that during this crisis, this pandemic, however it is that you're looking at this, is that we can persevere through this. We can create. I always feel like during a time of crisis, whatever point I find myself in life, these times of crisis is a time for creativity. All right, let's see if she come back. Dun, dun. I'll wait till she comes back. So yeah, we can choose our path. It's absolutely necessary that we trust the process and that you just stay on course, because as long as you don't give up, it can happen. I have definitely also been doing some very good things during this time. I've completed 2 books. I have done some things in business as far as like the music goes that I've accomplished. And I'm like, wow, I am really using this time to make sure that I come out of this thing, hopefully alive and well, good health, and on top, right? And that's what I want to do. Oh yes, the other one I definitely need to send to you, and then there's another one that's going to be released, I think the 25th of this month. It's titled Number One Habits for Entrepreneurial Success. And I talk about how important it is to set goals. It's definitely super, super duper important. I feel like I'm more productive now than I ever been, now that I make sure that I'm setting my goals and checking them off and using a calendar. You here? All right. Awesome. She's back, guys. She's back. Thank you, Marsha Flint 48. Thank you. I got my cup of coffee. I have my water with my lemon. I always have to have that every conversation. It's not letting her in. Huh. We'll work on it. Sometimes, technology. Technology. Or maybe I'm going to have to close it all the way out and come back. And I'm going to have to do that, I guess. I think. Because for some reason, it is not working. Sorry, guys. Let's see it. Okay. I thought I was going to have to close mine.
Hey.
I was like, I'm pressing it. I'm like, technology, I tell you. So.
Well, I switched whole devices. I was like, this has to work. This has to work.
No, it has to work. I don't know why. I'm telling you. I was talking to Michelle LaFleur, who's Omarion CEO, right? She was absolutely amazing. And it just seemed like the connection was so bad. It was like whatever message was trying to come through, something was happening and it was not wanting it to get through, because she was like, oh my goodness, and she just kept a smile on her face and she just kept going, and she just kept logging. She probably logged in about 15 times. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Hey, this is you. That's why this is you. Ain't nobody got time to be playing no games.
Nobody got time for these games. I was telling people, thank you guys so much. I appreciate everybody chiming in on this. This is so funny because when I first started these conversations, I guess everything do start with an idea. I don't know why I keep saying that, but it was really literally an idea. I needed something too, because I don't know. I got to a point in this pandemic where I had literally a breakdown, because I was like, oh my God, I am really in the house. I am a social being. Like, I like to be out. I love to get on a plane. I love to go and visit. You know what I mean? All of those things. And then all of a sudden, everything was shut down. And I had to look in the mirror and look at myself. I don't think I was doing that. I don't think that I was spending enough time.
And you were asking, how am I doing during this pandemic? Let me tell y'all something. My breakthrough came a couple of years ago when my family went through a crisis with homelessness due to my husband's health. My young husband had a stroke. And I always tell that story because, number one, we have to take care of our health. He was only 36 years of age when the stroke happened. And with him being our main breadwinner at the time, it took my life into a whole nother direction. So at that time, I was blaming, the situation. For the first time in my life, I didn't have control over anything, and I fell straight, under submission to God. I'm going to put it like that. Like, you know how people get on their knees? No, I fell on my face. Mm-hmm. I fell on my face. Do you understand? That was the most humbling experience I have ever went through. But what I discovered is you have to trust the process of your life. You have to trust the process. I didn't understand why we went through that, I was like, why me in my 40s? I've never been through anything like this, and this is crazy. And I was doing the blame game and, looking at my situation and having a pity party. But as I began to open up and I began to transition through that situation, it was like, you know what? First of all, you got this. Second of all, God showed me that he wanted to utilize my life for greater things. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, I was in my own way and afraid to step outside of this bubble of my comfort zone. Uh-huh. So that was why I went through that. I went through that so that I can be greater for others. I went through that so that I can be of service to the community. I experienced that for so many reasons. And do you know that my life literally elevated from being homeless? It elevated, not went downward. Which is what you really...
It doesn't ever. I mean, I'm a true believer in God, so I feel like if you're walking with him, he never takes you backward as long as you trust him. So of course you were going to thrive through that. That was there for a purpose, to show you whatever it was supposed to show you. It was so good, right? What you were saying, that I'm so used to going on other people's lives that I was looking at the heart to press the heart. Isn't that
Oh
funny?
yeah, thank you guys for the love. You guys are so awesome. This is crazy.
I was looking for the hearts. That's what I was saying too. When I first started this conversation, it was only like maybe 2 or 3 people. I didn't really care about that. It didn't matter. I just knew that I needed to start having conversations to also, you know, put me in a creative inspiration mode, space, something like that. I needed to be in that space where people were creating. And a lot of my friends are creators. So I said, well, let me go on Instagram, bring them on. We can have conversations because we have really dope conversations outside of social media. And it's like, why not share that with the platform of people who has been following me and supporting me for years? So that's how this came about. And I really do believe
this is awesome.
Yeah, I
have never had this many eyes on anything I've done. You know what I mean? This is awesome.
I have been, you know what's so funny? I've been on TV, of course, in front of millions of people, right? And so have you. But Instagram Live is a little bit different. It almost is like I really invited a lot of people right into my living room.
Right.
Even though I can't,
I understand.
Even though I can't see them, they're there. When you're in the TV studio, you know that there are going to be millions of people that are viewing it, but it's only really the small audience because it's not that big, right? This TV studio is not that big. It always looked so big to me when I was growing up. When I got in there, I was like, dang, this is small.
Yes.
It's just different. And every time I get on here, I'll be like, oh, I get butterflies. I don't know why. I just always do. And then once lights come in action, I'm ready. So it's like I want to have more of these conversations, continue to have them. I'm doing them until the end of December. I want people to be inspired, especially by each and every person that got on here has like shared personal you know, things that may look like obstacles, but actually it just made life all the better. Unfortunately, sometimes we have to go through it. It's almost like I told someone, I guess I had to carry the cross, and it's okay. Those before me did, you know what I mean? My grandmother and all our ancestors, like, can you imagine the things that they went through? And look at the opportunities that we get to have. Let's talk about.
Yeah, I'm definitely learning to turn my painful situation into purpose and allowing God to just use my life for whatever is needed. And one of the paths and lanes, which is interesting, you would have thought that I would have wrote those 11 books over time, right? I've only written the 11 books this year.
You have some things only on your chest.
No, it was the fact that the pandemic forced us to sit down.
No, that's true.
Because I'm normally traveling too, like you said. I'm normally, you know, hitting it and hosting these red carpets all over the place. And I'm networking and mingling with people. But what it did was it gave me a moment of self-reflection and forced me to kind of sit down and be one-on-one with my thoughts. And instead of losing my mind over here, I was like, you know what? Let me go on and get these thoughts off my brain onto paper and, you know, really get it out there. And it has been an interesting lane. Being an author is completely different than anything I have ever done in my life.
What does that process look like when you're creating, when you're writing a book? What does that look like?
You may be in a do-rag with some music playing, with some earphones on to block the whole house out. And a lot of times when you have that book on the inside of you, you can't rest. You cannot rest until it's done. And a part of that 11 books that I've written this year is my 5 children's books. So I co-wrote children's books with my children. They are also authors with me on these amazing books. So I couldn't rest. Like I was so antsy and just, you know, full of all of this amazing information. And I was like, you know what? I got to get it out. And now I'm so relaxed. I'm so relaxed now.
And so happy and glowing. Oh my gosh. This one here in chapter 2, it says first fruits, right? I was going to ask you, did media choose you or you chose it?
I believe destiny of your situation. It creates your path, basically. You know what I
I
mean?
dropped my bookmark. Uh-huh.
Oh, you're fine. Because I've been doing interviews since I was in my early 20s. One of my first interviews was with Miss Legendary Taraji Henson
Yes.
back in my early 20s.
Uh-huh.
And we did an interview right after Baby Boy on Sunset. Yep.
I know, because I had the bookmark
At
on
10.
there. Yeah.
Yes. So I've been nosy all my life, girl. I've been nosy all my life. I will tell anybody, like, I've always been inquisitive, but I didn't know it was going to turn into something this powerful where I was actually on red carpets interviewing others and celebrities and stars. And, you know, so it's just crazy how your journey goes in these different directions. And I will say this. I'm always evolving. You know what I'm saying? I'm always evolving. You never know from one minute to the next where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing. And I just kind of go with it. Like this year, along with publishing 11 books, I also put out an entertainment branding magazine called Let's Go to Work, ENT Magazine. I got to show you a copy.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Nice. Yay. If I had the audience clapping, woo-hoo, everybody. Show the love. I think love is the frequency right now. Let's give the hearts. Oh my God. Congratulations.
So, and the books opened the segue path for the magazine because I never thought I would have books, let alone magazines. I'm still pinching myself, honestly. This is almost like a dream.
Like, got
you know
the
what I
hands
mean?
up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dream. It's like, seriously, when people ask me, what is that like? Or how did you do this? It's a dream, Sherontelle, literally. Like, I feel like, pinch me, this can't be real yet. Like,
you know the hardest thing, and I don't really talk a lot about money, but I do talk about money. The hardest thing about being a millionaire and becoming a millionaire is actually believing it. It's not making the money in itself.
Yes.
It's actually believing that you can do it. And once you change that mindset from lack thereof and concentrating on bills, because whatever you concentrate and put your mind to, that's what grows. So,
exactly.
You know, when I found myself in stuck situations, I was already 10 years ahead. I never really paid attention to, you know, what was going on in that moment. I always was moving forward. And I think that's the really cool thing about you is that when I look into your life and personal stuff that we have shared in our own personal conversations, you may speak on the problem, but then you come with a strategy and a plan and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Let me put my big girl drawers on.
Yeah, and I got some big ones, honey. I got some big ones.
You can share the love, okay?
It is serious.
Share the love. Let's talk about, we're going to talk about, I'm trying to get it all in this hour. Let's talk about that experience with being on the Oprah show with your brother.
That was crazy, amazing, dope. It was wild. First of all, my mom she's a hood mama, right? So she didn't want to go. She didn't want to go.
She didn't want to go?
I was like, Mama. She didn't want to go because it was a surprise. It was a surprise when my brother surprised her by buying her a home.
Right.
So she didn't know what was happening, but listen, I had to literally manipulate her into getting on the airplane and coming. And I tell the story in that book,
I was just gonna
Queen
say,
G Live Experience. Yeah, Queen G Media Course.
Yes, you guys got to pick this book up, one of the 11. Pick this book up. What inspired you to make this book? Media.
Just my media journey. It's been a journey from the time of being a young journalist all the way to now. A lot of people don't know that Tyrese's sister has been on the background for so many years.
Yeah.
They know about him, of course, because he's worldwide.
Absolutely.
He's famous. He's out there. But they don't know that other family members are talented and that we've been around a very long time. So I was like, you know what? It's time for me to tell the story about my media journey of being in radio, of being a red carpet host, of being a journalist and writer for all of these magazines. And I had to put it all in a book and kind of tell my journey along with pictures of some of the amazing celebrities that I've interviewed. In that book right there, I have an interview with Bushwick Bill, rest his soul.
Mm.
And I'll never forget that day because he gave me his exclusive journey that had nothing to do with hip hop. You know what I mean? And for us to sit down, and I'm not a hip hop head, so I kind of came at him from an angle of purpose. Like, what is your purpose in life? And he began to open up his life about why he shot himself, what happened in his life, and it was powerful.
Wow.
So we took we took his interview and transcribed it into words in that book. And I'm going to tell you, it was the most powerful moment in my journalistic life as a journalist that I have experienced. And that's one of my top interviews today is with legendary Bushwick Bill.
That is so awesome. And that's the thing about these conversations is that, yes, we have amazing careers and we've done some amazing things, and the spotlight and the Hollywood and all that, because most of the people that I've been talking to, they're in music entertainment. That's what I've been doing for the past 10 years plus. But we are human, and people forget that piece. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes when people look at me and they're like, oh my God, I've seen you on this show or whatever. But I'm like, I'm from Cleveland. I've had my share of like setbacks and all of that. And I want people to know that part too, because they can also create their path. They can also choose that path. They can also make their life whatever they want it to be. Up until this point, I was telling Twinkle, I think she's still on here. I was telling her this morning that I have literally lived out all my dreams up until this point. And I continuously keep making them, right? High five to that.
Yes, girl, I wish I could.
I want people to know that. I don't want this to sound like an infomercial, because it is really not. I mean, I've really had my struggles, losing my daughter's father at 24. That was my friend, like literally my friend. I lost my grandmother who raised me. I've put so many people in body bags working as an EMT for over 15 years. Woo! And I just say, and so much more stuff that happens in life, but us going
layers of stuff.
Yeah, we're really in a pandemic right now. And it's like, I can talk about, of course, all the amazing things that's going on, but I also want to talk about the struggles, because there's so many people that's unemployed right now. I don't want to forget about everyday people. It's amazing to talk, my circle are millionaires. So that's, of course, I'm going to bring on a lot of those, because that's my circle. But I never forget where I come from. I never forget the struggle. Yes. And I want us to be that picture to say, yes, we have accomplished this. I'm sharing this with you because this is my life. But I also been through this, and this is how I got through it. Because a lot of times people, they want to hear your story. Absolutely. But they want to know how you got through it, because they may be in the dark right now. So is there something that you could share? There's this quote, and I always share this on the lives. One of the greatest enemies of fulfillment of purpose is procrastination and broken focus. I think it's Dr. Cindy Trim. That's her quote. And I always say that. And I always ask, is there something in your life where you felt like, I know that you shared about your husband having the stroke, but I'm sure there's other things that has also happened where you may have felt, but you still kept your focus and you didn't procrastinate, you kept moving forward. How did you do that?
There's been many moments. I don't share this often, but when I was a young mom, I'm also a teen mother.
Right.
My daughter was actually, she was raped by a repeat offender in the community. He was a child molester, and she was a part of a case with 6 children. Okay, this guy was terrible. So recovered. That was very stressful in my life, going through that. And he kidnapped her, he molested her, he brought her back home, and I was just like, to have that happen in your life and try to move forward, it was scary. We had to move out of the neighborhood that we were living in at the time. We found out it was a string of kids. It wasn't just mine. So we were a part of a full investigation. And at that time, they were just introducing DNA to crime scenes and stuff like that. So they found this guy because of his DNA, and he ended up getting locked up 99 years to life. That is one of the situations that still haunts me to this day. My child is now in her 30s, and she still struggles with, you know, pain and being afraid and different things, you know. And there's moments in my life as an adult parent where I've had to encourage her through that and talk to her and say it's going to be okay, even as an adult. You know, so these kind of things don't go away. When someone assaults you and takes your innocence, and they are, you know, they take you through that, it's crazy. And I'm going to tell you, the craziest thing is when me and my daughter were at home just chilling. She was a teenager by then, and we're watching her story on A&E. We're at home watching her story on A&E. And I'm seeing all of the detectives that handled her case. I'm seeing all the counselors. I'm seeing everybody that was involved, and it just brought up emotions all over again. So I've been through many scenarios. I've been through things like, you know, I'm at home and I go into premature labor, and before you know it, I'm birthing a child that is 1.7 pounds at birth. And, you know, he's struggled all of his entire life. And I always tell him, you know what I mean? He's now 13, big boy, and doing pretty decent, but we never have that thought, like, you know, you can give up. You can't give up. He got diagnosed with cerebral palsy. You know what I'm saying? And fighting for him. He's fighting for himself now. He's a big boy, and he has that attitude, like, we're not going to give up. I don't care what comes up against us. So you just have to, look beyond your circumstance, I feel. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. She said a miracle boy. Definitely a miracle.
You have to look beyond he's a miracle child. We just picked up his braces today, and he was so excited for his legs. You know what I mean? We picked up his braces. And see, I'm still dealing with, it don't matter what I do as a career, I'm still dealing with a lot of personal woes that just hit me dead in the stomach. And it's kind of like, you got to pick yourself up, honey, and tell yourself that you can do this and you can make it. You cannot allow life's woes to take you out of here. Period. That's not an option. It's not an option. You understand? I know I get loud because I'm a very...
Yeah. I met you on a
really loud sometimes. Right. I don't need one of them.
Right. He was like, come here, come get this. I don't need this. Everybody, you can
right.
This is the
so it's been
Queen G live experience. This is what this is.
Yes. Yeah, that's my Queen G live experience is my blog. So if you guys want to follow me on all the different platforms, I'm under that name, Queen G live experience. You know, I have a daily blog that I do, and we are changing lives with that blog, just like you're doing with this podcast right here.
Thank you.
It is so many lives. We're talking about, you know, financial literacy and turning your pain into purpose, how to get yourself up and become, you know what I mean, self-motivated. I've gotten on there and talked about, hey, are you free?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's
are
so
you free
funny
mentally?
that you said that, because I just posted the other day on my Facebook page. I was like, okay, it's time to take the chains off, because we've been like carrying that mentally for so long, right? Let it go. Like, it's time to let it go and be free and really step into your purpose. What about when someone says they don't even know what their purpose is?
I would say get quiet and listen. And if you have something that's nudging you that won't go away, that's what the purpose is. It's not loud or beat you over the head. It's one of them silent things that hit you that won't go away. That's literally what it feels like. You know, and I'll tell anybody, listen to that voice that is telling you to do this or that. Listen to that voice. Don't ignore it. Mm-hmm. You know, go with that feeling that you're feeling that just won't go away. Because if I had ignored all of these things that was in my mind, I would not be an author of 11 books today.
It is
You know what I mean?
It's absolutely necessary for us to step into our purpose, because it's not just for us. We have a purpose, and a gift was given to us so that we can be a blessing to someone else. If we never unwrap that gift, look at all of the people that be denied something that you're supposed to be giving them. So I think that is absolutely necessary. I love quotes. I'm gonna bring up another one. Let's see.
Oh, and
go ahead.
We definitely got to bring up my the new digital card that you just got.
Yes. We're definitely going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about this, and then we'll go ahead and definitely chime into that.
Okay.
I had spoken to Miriam Hyman from season 3 Showtime, The Shy, and we were talking about different things that had happened on the show that they talked about, and they touched bases on. They touched bases on sexual abuse, teen pregnancy, lesbian, gay issues. It was so many issues that they had tapped into, and I absolutely love that platform for it, because I also have my own struggles with certain things that they had shared on there, and they literally like walk you into that. Can you imagine if she just kept that in her head, Lena? Right? If she just kept that in her head, then all of those people that have been graced to see 3 seasons, that's a blessing up into this point, right? So when we think about you creating like 11 books, all of those words on those pages, someone gets to read it, and literally you can transform their life just by sharing your story. So I congratulate you for that. I think that is amazing. Don't hide.
My biggest highlight with that has been the children's books, honestly. I love to see my kids' eyes light up when someone acknowledges their book, and they just and they get paid too, honey. They get paid. I'm teaching them. I'm teaching them how to be an entrepreneur at this young age through the eyes of them becoming an author. And it's such a powerful journey. They've done their own panels. They've been in magazines already. They have, you know what I mean, done photo shoots, commercials, all with their books. It's been been a dope year. It's been a dope year.
Here it goes. Another quote. Don't hide your brilliance, or you will not create change. If you hide it, if you don't step into it, you never even try, you will not create change. Refuse to suppress your passion, or it will perish. Never stop believing in yourself, or you will no longer exist. There are so many people that are existing but not truly living. Sometimes people literally are like walking dead for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, their entire life. They're just existing. And I think the biggest tragedy in life is not to live out your purpose, not to open up your gift. That is the tragedy. Speak it, share it, do it, be who you desire. That's Marala Scott. I absolutely love her quotes.
Woo!
She posts like,
that's beautiful. Yes,
she is like so life-changing. So go ahead and shine, girl, because you definitely deserve it. We are here live. I see people are like coming in and coming out, but we are talking to Tyrese Gibson, superstar, right? Icon, living legend, sister Shonta Gibson, Queen G, aka Queen G. She is an author of 11 books. She is the CEO of Let's Go to Work, right? Let's Go to Work Entertainment. Okay.
Let's Go to Work Entertainment Network.
Yes.
That's the name of it. It's a branding and marketing company.
And then you have the blog, is Queen G Live Experience or Queen G Live?
Yes, ma'am. Queen G Live Experience.
I'm trying.
And also, I gotta get this out. I gotta get this out because I know we're nearing the end.
Yes,
I just partnered with a company called 10K Card.
Someone's calling her phone. Oh, I talk about that all the time when somebody, they know you're live and then they start calling. I think that someone called her phone, and so she's on a freeze. Okay, you back? I know. It's like, come on, come on, come on. You're back.
Okay, okay, I'm back. I'm
Okay,
back. My
cool.
phone rang and it threw
It
off
always do
everything.
that. That's true.
Really quick. I just partnered with a company called 10kcards.com, and that is their name on Instagram. 10kcards.com.
Okay.
It's basically 10,000cards.com. They are a digital business card company, and they made yours today. What do you think about your card, your new card?
I absolutely love it. I said, what the heck? All my information is right here. So what do? You get to like pick up a device and then someone can.
Yeah.
Okay. That is so cool. I love it. Thank you. How did you do that?
Basically, yeah, he went on all your social medias and he put everything on one card. It's the new wave of how to put people in touch with you. Or if they want to find you on social media, it's all right there on one base.
And what's
it's the most powerful thing I've ever seen. 10kcards.com.
And I think he was on here, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Shout out to 10kcards.com.
So I wanted to love up on Sean of 10kcards.com for creating your new digital business card.
Yes,
and doing that special surprise. Yes.
That is definitely a surprise. And I went on the DM when I woke up because I'm a night owl. And I went on when I woke up, I was like, this is amazing. And I was like, okay, we'll talk about I was literally just waking up when I had texted you. I'm like, we'll definitely talk about this when we come on the live. What is this? This is amazing.
Right. And
Thank you so much, Sean.
I gotta mention one more thing. That company is amazing. It's changed my business world life. Also, I gotta mention one more thing. I got to before we get off.
Got 10 minutes.
I will be debuting.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I will be debuting live tonight on Now Network. It's on Tiki Live on your Fire Stick. And it's my birthday bash episode under a brand called Faces of Rap Mothers. Okay. I am a face of rap mother, which is all the mothers of the hip hop game.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Is it
now I'm a mother girl of the hip hop world.
Is it Now Network?
Faces of Rap Mothers.
Okay. I was trying to.
Yeah. So
I was trying to like text it on there, but all right, go ahead.
It will be debuting tonight at PST. It will be 11 p.m. CST 1 a.m.
CST.
And EST, it'll be 2 a.m. I know that's late, but if you guys are entertainers, you'll probably be up.
Wow, that's true. Because that's why I said I'm a night owl. I am not a morning person whatsoever. Wow.
It is my first, besides the TV shows I've been on and stuff, it's my first network debut as a, personality or whatever. So I'm excited. And I'll be doing watch parties and all kind of stuff. I'm going to be turning up with some popcorn and doing all that.
Oh, my God. That is so awesome. No, yeah. I was like, we got time. It's like 6:52 here, 5:52 there. So we got a few more minutes. We got like about 8 more minutes.
Okay.
Share with me, what do we want to talk about? Like, what about media? Like, tell me about like the importance of branding. She said, congratulations.
Branding is major important. You have to. What it does is it identifies with your platform. It identifies who you are in the entertainment business. So they're talking about this marketing and branding. It's a major, surge in the industry. And you have to brand your name. You have to put yourself, and you have to, you know what I mean? Girl, when I tell you everybody is reaching out to me, this is crazy.
That is so
Branding
funny.
Your name is major. Huh?
That is so funny. That's how it be. That is so funny.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah. It's crazy. Everybody's reaching out. But it's important that you know what I mean, set the tone for who you are as an entertainer or in the business, and you have to set your, put your foundation down. Mine is Queen G Live Experience. That's why I have everything under that name, because I want people to know when you hear that name, that is me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it basically spotlights you as to who you are. It is important to brand yourself, brand a platform. You know, make sure you put that name out there across the board. Put it on all different social media platforms under that name.
How do you stay unique? Sometimes people get caught up in being everyone else but themselves. For me, I will change this wig every other day if that's how I feel and that's my mood that I'm in. I will get on here without makeup. I get on here without makeup because I don't really care for makeup too much. But then sometimes I watch, who was it? Oh gosh, I can't even remember her name right now. But she was like, no, we are Black women and we are beautiful. We could put makeup on and we could just shine and be okay with this. So I was like, okay, so I could do that. But how does one stay true to who they are? How do you do that?
Well, for me, I call it, for me, I'm just authentic. I'm a real sister. Like, I'm from Watts, and we didn't have a silver spoon growing up. So it's like, you know, when you sit down with me, I'm very humble and I keep it authentic. I think that's what makes me stand out, is everything is very authentic, real, transparent. I come from a real raw place. And you know what I mean? That's what makes my situation stand out. They're like, dang, you remind me of my homegirl.
I want people to be okay. I want people to be okay with I want people to be okay with be okay with who you are. That's how you're gonna win. You win by being yourself. If we keep seeing the same thing, how do you be unique? How do we get to experience something different if you're being something else that you weren't meant to be? Hello, everybody that's chiming in on here. We are talking to Shonta Gibson, aka Queen G. Hello, shout out to 10K Cards. Let's check him out.
10K Cards!
Right? Let's check it out. Oh my gosh, look at you guys. Hey, Twinkle. Hey, Miriam. Hello, Mr. Wesley. Thank you for chiming in. So many, it's really difficult because they come by the comments, they come so fast. I'm like, wow. Who has been your biggest inspiration?
Oprah Winfrey.
Really?
Oprah Winfrey, because she's a philanthropist. She's an example in business that I'm working toward. And I love her amazing sacrifice to the world. The things that she is putting out on the world has made an impact in the lives of many. And that's who I pray that I'm going to be myself and in my own authentic self. Yes. But I love and I admire her. I admire her sacrifice that she's made. Because now that I'm in this, I know that it's a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? I know that it's a sacrifice.
It definitely is. There are some days when I don't always feel like it. I don't always feel like getting up in the morning and checking an email or making that phone call or whatever it is that I have to do. Sometimes I don't always feel like it, but I do it anyway. And then after I do it, I'm like, I'm so happy that I did that. Oh my goodness. That's just like, working out. There were some times where you had shared on your Facebook Live when you would go out and take that walk early in the morning, which is absolutely necessary. Please, people, everybody that's on here, make sure that we are taking time for ourselves, making sure that whatever it is that works for you, whether that's meditation, prayer, exercise, it is absolutely necessary for self-care. We cannot be no good to anybody. I can't do what I do here. You can't do what you do on your platform if we don't take care of ourselves first. It is not a selfish thing. It is not at all. Sometimes people think that it is, and it absolutely is not. We are getting close to the end of our time, right? So I always ask the guests, tell people, first of all, before we get to that question, where they can find you at. Where can they find you?
You can find me on all social media platforms. I'm sorry. Under the name Queen G Live Experience. I am also on Amazon.com under my name, Shonta Gibson. And also I have a magazine out, a branding magazine called Let's Go to Work ENT Magazine. And that is on MadCloud.
That is...
And 10K Card. 10kcards.com. I have partnered with him. I have partnered with them to,
Thank
you
you.
know, put out digital cards for
Oh my
everyone
God,
else.
yes.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for my gifts. Oh my God, that is so lovely.
Yeah.
I knew that you were special when I was sitting on that deck in New York City with you outside by the water in the most amazing, wasn't
Yes.
that an amazing setting? And I I told people, I
Amazing.
was like, I met Tyrese since, and they're like, oh, you did? I was like, yeah, but your energy spoke before you even said a word.
Aww.
Like it was, I was like, wow, she is amazing, and
And so
we've
are
connected.
you. And so are you.
Thank you so much, and we've connected since then. Like you always, you make yourself available. I can't even imagine. Like you're a mom, you're a wife,
Right.
your sister, friends, all of these things, auntie, all of these things. Like, but
Right. Right.
you have
Right.
never made me feel like you were too busy. And,
Oh no.
even if you couldn't answer, you'd be like, hey girl, I was on the beach with the kids. What's up? You all right?
Right. Yeah.
I appreciate that. It takes a special person to, reach out to their friends and make sure they're good. You could have been like,
Right. Right.
I'll
Right.
reach out to her in another week or so. But you reached right back out. And I want to let you know right here in front of all of these 281 people that we have on here right now is that I appreciate you. And I am
Aww.
I congratulate you, Queen, for everything that you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Listen,
Keep shining.
sister, I love you so much. You know that. And you have been such an amazing entity in my life. And every time that we speak, it's like we haven't skipped a beat.
Right.
It's like we catch up. You know what I
We
mean?
just
Like
do
we
that.
haven't missed no time in between. And that's amazing because friendships that are real
Mm-hmm.
don't come, you know what I mean? They come every once in a while.
Right.
And you are a rare entity.
Thank you.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? A special seed in my life. So I want to thank you for putting me on your platform and having me as a special guest tonight. This is so amazing. And thank you everyone who tuned in tonight. This is crazy. And it was hard for me not to interview you.
Oh,
wow.
I'm like, no, ask me questions. When you come on here, there goes my friend. Oh my God. This is amazing. Hi, Alvin. Alvin Smith. He is an amazing friend of mine. He's also an actor. He was also on The Shy as well. It's some amazing people that come on and support me. But yeah, when it's real, it's just real. You don't talk about, oh, I haven't talked to you in 6 months. That is not even, that's so irrelevant. No. It's all about the moment. I actually really love being in the moment because that's all we have. As we see,
yes.
We have lost someone major
yes.
in entertainment. I send my condolences to Chadwick Boseman's family, his
Ooh.
wife, his friends that know him, on a really personal level. I'm sure that they're going through it and feeling it as much as I am. I've never got to meet him personally, but I got to experience his frequency that he put out there in the world. I always talk about energy, sound, frequencies. All of those things are so important. The energy that we, intertwine with, share with. You have been such a major force. I just think it's amazing the things that you have persevered through. The fearlessness the fearlessness that you have shown. I can't even put a word to that. So when I'm giving you your roses absolutely right now, because this is the moment that we have. I always like
it's
to.
God. It's God. It's God.
What? It's
God
first.
That is. Yes.
Right. Let's go to show the love. I bought a trademark years ago. Love is my motivation. I bought that because that is really what keeps me moving forward, and what keeps me.
Yes.
That's what keeps me inspired. Is tuning it into love is the frequency.
Yes.
Right. So I always ask the guests to leave us with a word of wisdom, a drop a gem for that person, no matter where they're at in life. We could be up today and down tomorrow.
Right.
So wherever they're at.
One of my favorite quotes in this world, this absolute world, and one of my favorites is create a lane. Create a lane. A lot of times opportunities don't present themselves and you have to beat those doors down.
Absolutely.
You have to open those doors and break them down. You understand? So you always have to be in that mindset of creating opportunity, creating opportunity for yourself as well as others, and putting others in position to win. And that's my favorite quote, girl. I love that quote. I live by it.
I love that quote. Pharrell has a quote, and I'm probably going to chop it up because I swear I got ADHD to the 20th power. I really do. I had it as a child, but it's still parts of that. But you have to be that person before. You already got to put yourself in that place before you actually become. I didn't know that I was going to end up in entertainment. I didn't know I was going to be on Steve Harvey or Rachel Ray or Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is one of my...
You are awesome. Yes.
He's my mentor. I put his quote on my... If anyone ever checks out my website, he's on there. He says that I'm beautiful or captivating the audience or whatever the case may be. I've been on his show several times, and he's one of my mentors, but I'd never thought in a million years that I would be here. I worked as an EMT. Nothing wrong with that at all. I absolutely loved it. My entire career has been something that I chosen to do, something that I love to do. I did not want to wake up in the morning with regrets. I didn't want to wake up in the morning doing something that I didn't want to do. You know, I think that it gives you a different type of outlook. I love to be around people that do what they love to do. The people that don't, sometimes they are very miserable. They are so miserable.
Yes.
It's something to be able to wake up and create what you want to create. I want everybody on here to know that use this crisis for creativity. I'm going to put out another press release soon. I put a press release out for this this Instagram Live.
Really?
Yes, I did. I'll send you a link so you can see it, but I'm going to put out another one. It's titled Crisis is for Creativity because that's what it's for. Anytime. Yes, it's okay for you to shine during this pandemic because guess what? You paid the price already before this. When everyone else was probably up and shining, you were probably going through whatever you were going through. It happens in seasons. That's the beautiful thing about, you know, when I used to watch my grandmother with her garden. I'm talking to Instagram kicks us off. That was the beautiful thing about her garden is that she watered it, nurtured it, even when things weren't all that great.
Yes. Right? The season was,
Instagram is kicking us off of here. So I thank you so much, Queen G. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And
God bless you.
Yes, God bless you too. Love, light, and energy. Everybody choose your path, okay? Choose your path.
Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for watching.
You are so welcome.
Everybody, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, you guys.